All right, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling something you all know, and, well, maybe love is a strong word, but we are officially conquering the Cyber Awareness Challenge 2026. Look, if you're active duty military, a DoD civilian, or a government contractor, you are intimately familiar with this mandatory annual training from the Defense Counterintelligence and Security Agency. To get you through it, we are leveraging the ultimate guide from Cert Empire to help you totally master every single knowledge check question. Now, if you take absolutely nothing else away today, please remember this golden rule. The correct answer is almost always the most cautious, security-conscious option. Literally, let that be your North Star. When you take the challenge and find yourself staring at two choices, scratching your head, always prioritize security over convenience. Just choose the option that involves verifying or reporting. So here's our quick roadmap. We're going to cover mastering the challenge, phishing and AI threats, protecting data, securing devices, physical security, and wrap it all up with common mistakes and next steps. Let's kick things off with Section 1, Mastering the 2026 Cyber Challenge, which is really the foundation of DoD security. Here's the deal. Cert Empire provides the essential reasoning behind every single question to ensure you actually pass the 2026 knowledge check confidently. We aren't here to just mindlessly memorize letters on a multiple-choice test, right? We really need to understand the logic behind the safest choices, because at the end of the day, that critical thinking is what actually protects our networks. Moving on to Section 2, Phishing and New AI Threats. This is a massive paradigm shift. Okay, pay attention because this is the biggest update for this year's challenge. Remember back in 2025 when we were taught to spot phishing emails by looking for clunky grammar and weird spelling errors? Yeah, you can completely forget about that. The 2026 reality is that AI language models have made spear phishing emails grammatically flawless. An absence of typos means absolutely nothing now. You have to rely on verifying digital signatures and seriously questioning any unexpected requests. Let's put you in the hot seat for a second. Imagine you receive a voicemail from your commanding officer asking for an immediate file transfer to an external drive. It sounds exactly like them, down to the exact pitch and tone, and it's highly urgent. So, what do? Do you jump to follow the order right away? Absolutely not. AI voice cloning technology can now generate audio that is utterly indistinguishable from a real person's voice, and it only takes a few seconds of source tape to do it. A voice on the phone is simply no longer proof of identity. The most cautious option here, and remember our golden rule, is to verify that request through a separate official channel. Like actually calling them back on a known, verified number. And hey, the exact same logic applies to video calls too. If you're on a sensitive virtual meeting, you need to be watching out for deepfake indicators. Look for things like unnatural blinking, weird audio sync issues, inconsistent lighting on their face, or unusual pixelation. Now, no single clue is a definite smoking gun, but if you see a combination of these, or if their responses seem strangely delayed, trust your gut and verify. All right, let's pivot to Section 3, Protecting Sensitive and Classified Data or Information Defense. Let's test out another highly tested scenario from the challenge. Peter walks into an empty conference room and spots a document with a top-secret cover sheet just sitting on the table. But Peter only holds a secret clearance. What exactly is his next move? The only correct action is to leave it right where it is and immediately notify the security point of contact to avoid a spillage event. Do not pick it up to quote-unquote keep it safe. Do not take it to your boss. Your good intentions honestly do not matter here because handling that file in any way constitutes unauthorized access. Security is about strict adherence to policy, not being a helpful hero. Now, when it comes to cyberspace protection conditions, or CPCON, you just need to remember the hierarchy. Think of it like a countdown, where 1 is the most intense. CPCON 1 is the highest threat level, meaning operations are severely restricted to critical functions only. As the threat level goes down through 2, 3, 4, and 5, your more normal operations resume. Just remember, 1 is the absolute most restrictive due to a severe threat, and 5 is just your normal everyday readiness. For physical data protection, there are absolute hard and fast rules for SIFs, sensitive compartmented information facilities. Inside that facility, your badge must be visible at all times, but the very second you step outside, take it off. Seriously, do not advertise your access to the world. Furthermore, classified data must always be stored in GSA-approved containers. And a quick reminder, a top-secret clearance alone isn't enough for SCI data. You also need specific program indoctrination. Moving right along to Section 4, securing devices and remote work. Because today, the perimeter is everywhere. If you're working from home, you have got to follow the telework minimums. Always connect to the government VPN. Ensure your home Wi-Fi uses WPA2 personal encryption at the bare minimum, and please avoid public spaces for virtual meetings. Sitting with a government laptop at a local coffee shop does not magically stop eavesdroppers. Also, you should just assume your home Internet of Things devices, like your smart TVs and voice assistants, pose active security risks while you work. Okay, let's test your restraint with this one. Say you're at a local restaurant, grabbing lunch, and you happen to spot a CD left on the table labeled Favorite Songs. Or, maybe it's a random USB thumb drive left on a desk in your office. What should you do with it? You leave it exactly where it is. This is what we call a classic baiting attack. Malicious actors will deliberately leave infected media out in public areas, just hoping that basic human curiosity takes over and causes you to plug it into a system. This is precisely why personally owned removable media is completely 100% prohibited by the DoD. No exceptions. Next up is Section 5, Physical Security and Access Control, Defending the Front Line. So, true two-factor authentication requires two fundamentally different categories to actually work. It needs to be something you know, like a PIN, something you have, like your CAC card, or something you are, like a fingerprint. Using a password and a PIN, well, that's just using two of the exact same category, and that doesn't count. You must mix the categories to truly secure devices and systems. And speaking of that K card, only leave your DoD PKI token in a system while you're actively using it. The exact moment you step away from your workstation, even for a second to grab coffee, remove that token. Leaving it unattended provides a literal open door for an insider threat. It is such an easy habit to build, so just do it. Finally, we've reached Section 6, Common Mistakes and Next Steps. We are crossing the finish line here. Let's quickly review the top pitfalls that consistently cause personnel to fail the knowledge check. Number 1, skipping the scenario text. Take a breath and read it carefully. Number 2, choosing helpfulness over security. Number 3, relying on outdated 2025 logic when you're facing flawless AI threats. And the final, absolutely most critical trap, assuming a supervisor's rank magically overrides a security rule. They don't. Literally no rank overrides established security policy. But hey, awareness is just the beginning, right? Are you ready to advance your career with your DoD 8140 certification? This explainer totally gets you prepared for the baseline challenge. But if you need to tackle a CompTIA Security Plus or CEH certification, you've got to subscribe to Cert Empire for their comprehensive practice exams. Remember, we live in a world where AI can effortlessly clone your boss's voice and draft entirely flawless phishing emails. Your critical thinking isn't just a checking-the-box training requirement anymore. It's honestly the only firewall we have left. So stay curious, stay cautious, and I will see you in the next explainer.